I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
My girls have me down. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV, Sistas After Show. We're not gonna let a little coronavirus get us down. No! Coronavirus! We're here to break down the latest episode of Sistas on BET. I'm your girl, Drew Jones. I cannot do this without my sister circle. To my left is the lovely LMarie.
Hey.
What it is, what's up? Hanging out in the chat with you guys is the one Kiki Boom Boom, Nakia Monet.
Hey guys, make sure you show some love in the chat.
And on the very end, he's not the first, he's not the second, but he's Howard the third.
Oh, Howard the third. Nice to be seen, nice to be heard. Oh, cheers.
We hope
Cheers.
Cheers,
everyone.
We hope you guys are keeping safe during this craziness. And we're here to bring you all a little bit of tea, a little bit of laughs, and as always, we're going to give you all some Wednesday wisdom. So make sure you stay tuned to the very end of the episode. Howard's going to get his Wednesday wisdom right now while we begin. So, y'all, initial thoughts of tonight's episode.
This show was a lot. This episode was a lot. I mean, first of all, this is episode 20. With too many episodes in. Shout out to Tyler Perry and Sisters. This is a lot because we're starting to get a little bit more answers to the things that we wanted, and we get to find out statuses on certain people. So this was a lot, but I love this episode.
This is a very emotional episode.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely very heavy. I'm interested to see where this is gonna go. Like next week.
This happens when you're home.
You're home hanging out with your friends, your sisters, because they hold me down. But I'm interested. A good episode.
Yeah, I think there's episodes like this that reminds me why I like Tyler Perry so much, because he really kind of makes you sit there and think about life and the things that you appreciate and things that we don't talk about often.
Yeah.
And let's just kind of hop into it because this picks up from last episode. Sabrina finds Maurice and he has been badly injured due to some lame-o who's homophobic. Which, like, really, homophobia, get over it.
Get over it.
Get over yourself. Goodbye.
Yeah, and I felt like it was weird when the guy was like fighting him and beating him up. It's like, say my name. Like, sir, you have a complex, you have an issue.
Yeah.
Is it something that you secretly want and you're not comfortable with it? You're upset with him because he's fine in his sexuality? Like, there's just a lot going on there.
I'm happy that Tyler Perry touched on this because this is what happens a lot in the LGBTQ plus AI community, where there are people who homophobia is big and we all know this and it's present, but there's people who do this thing where because they're afraid of even coming out themselves, which I feel like this is what this guy was doing. He felt like he had to lash out and harm Maurice. So I'm happy that Tyler Perry shone a light on this because it's happening today, and it's crazy because it's 2020. And it's crazy that it's still happening. People still being murdered, people still being kidnapped and killed. So it's really crazy.
Yeah, definitely a tough episode to watch. I'm just hoping that he pulls through. You know what I mean? Just good, speedy recovery.
I will riot if something actually happens to Maurice.
For real.
Like, riots. Okay?
We won't have it.
No, we won't. But you know what I think though? I feel like a lot, and I saw this on Twitter a lot. People were talking about the guy who hurt Maurice, and he must be in the closet. Yada yada. I don't think that homophobia is necessarily rooted in closeted homosexuality. I think homophobia a lot of time is rooted in ignorance and almost like jealousy of being able to be true to yourself. Like I think a lot of people who are homophobic are just insecure on a lot of levels, not necessarily because of their sexuality, but I think there's something really beautiful, especially about the LGBT community, where there's such a ability to just be yourself, do you, kind of like make your own path. And for a lot of people, especially a lot of hetero Black men, that's not something that they feel comfortable doing. And so I just think, as Quinta Brunson once said, people be gay and you just need to let them do that. And if you have a problem with it, like.
But you know what though? I think it could be both though. Because I remember I went to an all women's college and I had a lot of friends who were closeted. And I had a friend who, cray, I was bullied in college, weirdly. I went to all women's college and I had a bunch of people who started these rumors about me about being gay. not even knowing me, which is fine. But I had a really close friend, and we're best friends today, and she's out the closet, she's a lesbian, but she was a part of this like crew that was attacking me and bullying me. But I knew her secret because we were close. But because of who I was, I didn't want to out her, and I knew that she was so afraid to come out. She jumped on this bandwagon, and I remember coming to her and being like, sis, like, it's okay. You don't have to be rude and homophobic, like, because you're dealing with something. Like, so I think it can be both. Like, I agree with what you're saying, but I think it can be some people who are afraid to even come out, so they're so goddamn ignorant, and they do weird stuff like that because they don't know how to deal with their own feelings and all that other stuff.
Definitely. It's messy as hell.
Baby.
Carrying on the messy train, we're going to talk about Calvin and Sabrina's situation, because I think it made kind of like, it made some headway this episode. You know, his dad came out to watch, and obviously we find out that he is suffering from stage 4 cancer. Right. And she gets to meet both dads, and they kind of have some, like a breakthrough, basically, where Sabrina realizes, like, yo, at the end of the day, this really doesn't matter like I thought it mattered. And I really care about this person. I hate seeing them go through this. And I think Calvin's dad's really brought to his attention, like, we've never seen you like this. Don't let a speed bump be the reason you walk away. And I think there are important lessons on both ends. So what did you guys think?
I think in like when Calvin told him, like, you told me not to deal with people who don't accept me. But the other father, having gone to meet Sabrina to see past, like, there is fear because it's unknown to her, but there is, like he said, there she cares about him and she may even love him. You know what I mean? Like, he could see all of that. And so it's like, maybe you should work with her as well. Like, maybe you should also have, you know, a little bit more patience with her. And, you know, you're trying to explain this out, but sometimes you do some things that she's still, you know what I mean, not sure of and uncomfortable with, like the whole situation, him dancing at the club. Okay, later she comes to find out what it was, but just that initial walk-in and seeing him up there, it's like, damn, I'm trying to give you a chance, but every time something else comes up, you know. But also, it's like, it's unfortunate sometimes that it was like a traumatic situation kind of brought them back together, but sometimes something has to happen that's on a larger scale to make you realize that what you're dealing with is smaller. You know, and to make them open up and come together with each other. So I like what they're going through this episode, because we all were kind of like, I'm over it. But now I'm like, okay, if we can get on the same page now, I'm here for them.
Yeah, I hope it works out too, because I feel like it's one of those things where it will show women, like, it's okay, women and men, to be open, and I know these are things that we're afraid of because these are things that we're not used to. So I'm hoping that it goes the route where they actually work it out to show women and men, like, it's okay. I know things are a little bit different. This may be something that you're not used to, but it's okay for both of you guys to compromise. Like Dad said to him, like, bruh, you too have to also compromise with her. So I'm hoping it works out. But at first I was upset. I'm like, Calvin, don't be yelling at her like that.
Okay.
But I get it because he's upset knowing that his dad was dying, and then she's upset because of Maurice, and I'm happy that, unfortunately, this brought them together. I just hope that it's not like something he holds over her head. Like, my dad died, and now you gotta love me, like, while you were there. But I'm hoping that they work out.
I mean, I'm still in the middle. Of course, you know, I've been gung-ho saying, like, I'm not here for this couple. I turned a small leaf tonight. So I was like, okay, all right. Maybe she did finally come to her senses because it took too long. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm here for him 100%, but I'll give him a bump.
But you know, I think Calvin's dad made me realize that there's two sides to the compromise, because I think as far as like sexuality spectrum and comfortability with like your sexuality, I'm much more on the Calvin side than I am a Sabrina. So I was very team him, because I was like, get over it, girl. Like, but I think the dad kind of pointed it out that, like, that's a lot of new territory for her to take in at once, and it's unfair to expect her just to be gun-ho. Now, like, if she's being ignorant about it and nasty about it, that's one thing.
Right.
But if it's really just her trying to grasp what's happening, that's different. And you know what's funny? It reminded me of Love is Blind with Carlton and Diamond. And like, where he got so angry with her. If you haven't watched Love is Blind, there's this couple, Carlton and Diamond, and Carlton came out that he had been with men before. And she didn't freak out on him. She was just like, I need a minute to process this. And so she took the night, and then they came back, and she tried to talk to him about it. And it wasn't mean, it wasn't malicious or anything bad. And he just flipped the switch and turned so malicious towards her. And it kind of made me think of that, because it's like, we want people to accept us for who we are, but we have to understand that it's
new territory.
It's new territory.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that they don't care about you. It doesn't mean that they can't get there. But you have to give them the opportunity to figure it out and understand it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm happy that the dad was able to shine that light and be like, you two have to compromise. And you guys have to actually come together because that's what relationships are all about.
Yeah.
So I hope they work out.
It did break my heart that the dad
I know.
Because I loved watching the two dads who seemed like they really loved each other, and I just love any type of like representation of like a diverse couple.
I cried.
I
got emotional.
Yeah, we got emotional. It's not because we were drinking wine, it's because it was a great episode.
It's beautiful. It's like the Notebook.
Oh.
Oh,
Right?
Man.
Sorry.
Well, let's lighten it up a bit. We'll talk about Dani. She's stressed out because her white king is not it's not hitting her back. And I get it. You know what? This show has really opened my eyes.
Does this show drag you?
But also I think I'm ready to swirl.
Listen,
You know, I wasn't really down for it until.
we've talked about the swirl. I mean, I've swirled before.
Yeah.
So, but then I tried to double back on it and I was like, no.
Yeah, it seemed like I swirled once. I didn't really like the experience. And
Oh,
I
I
had to understand it was a person.
Exactly.
You know, it was a person.
Love it.
So
Love is blind. Open my eyes.
right? Now I'm like, where my camera at?
What my camera?
Where my camera at? Where my camera at? Where my camera at? Where my camera at? Where my camera at?
Anyway,
Hate us.
I really like. I'm the product of the swirl. I really like.
Yeah.
I am. I really do like Preston for her, but I think like Dani really gets her own way. Even in this situation, like how many times have you flipped out because someone hasn't texted you just to find out like they were doing something?
Yeah.
Do you think she's doing this because like she low-key really still likes Zach? And like she's kind of pushing homeboy off a little bit to see like if there's room for Zach to kind of come
I really
on
think
in.
about that, and I don't. I think it's more so her not being comfortable in a situation where this guy actually seems like he's genuinely into her. You know, because like they besides Zach, the other guy was it like Jerome that we've never seen that we always hear about. It's like he's MIA. He doesn't really treat her well. You know what I mean? But she stays around. But he's like he doesn't give her what she needs, and she's probably used to that. So here's someone coming that's like actually pouring goodness into you, and she doesn't know how to receive it.
That is true. I feel like we touched on that too. Like when you're not used to receiving good, when a good guy's like, "Hey, I'm here," you're ready to shut it off.
Yeah,
close it
you
off.
don't trust it. It's like, what is your motive?
But I think even like when you don't necessarily, because I don't believe like if you don't love yourself, other people can't love you. I don't believe in that. But I think if you don't love yourself, you can't see how other people love you, or you can't comprehend how other people love you. And I think that Dani has difficulty appreciating why she deserves to be loved, and so she can't compute why he would want that. So it's like she's just kind of self-sabotaging because she's like, this is gonna end eventually, and I would rather me end it than him end it, because then I'm in control of the situation and I can pretend like, oh, I didn't care that much.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
Exactly.
I had
And it's just really sad, like seeing Dani like kind of just self-sabotage, really, because it's like this man, you know, he's getting into dating, he's getting into you, he likes you, and you keep pushing him away because you don't think you need love, and then finally, when you're like, okay, I need love, he's like, well, girl, I gotta go. Like, where were you at when I wanted to ride the couch?
And I think it could be one, or it could go both ways, where he's like, maybe this is too much, or it could just be like, maybe he feels like he needs to give her space. You know what I mean? Because that was a very intense
That's true.
moment that they had,
and he
was like, he was being very, you know, into her and like trying to reassure her. But at the same time, after like the night ended, he went home. He may have been like, maybe I should.
You know what that reminded me of? I don't know if you guys ever watched Sex in the City, but there's an episode where Aiden lives with Carrie, and Carrie's like, I need my space. Like, don't talk to me. And he's like, cool. He doesn't call her. He does not text. But they had cell phones, but he wasn't texting. He didn't leave her no messages. And then she started freaking out and was like, why are you not looking for me? He's like, because you said you wanted space. Because I think sometimes men and women, we do that. We're like, oh, you're doing too much. Leave me alone. But it's something that we really need. And the person's like, cool. And they fall back. And you're like, wait.
We equate that chase with marrying in love.
Yeah.
And the chase does not always equal that. The chase can equal control and
Yeah.
manipulation. So we got to be careful with the fact that someone's always chasing and trying to get you when you're running away.
I've never
like,
seen it with Andy.
Yes. I do want to say hi to you guys in the chat. Hi. Shout out to you, Brenda. Brenda said, hey guys. And Naisha, pretty young thing, says she told him to fall back.
Fall back.
Okay. And then Deanna Warren says, is she alive? I don't know if they're talking about us or the show, but
We're here.
Here we are. We're all alive. But shout out to you guys. Keep the comments coming. We'll give you guys a shout out.
And I also think because like Dani's character is supposed to kind of represent like the more like thicker plus size girls. And I know I can speak from experience. A lot of times when you hook up with a guy, when you're plus size or whatever, there's this fear of like they're not going to claim me in public, or like, oh, they just want to hit and that's it.
Yeah.
And so it's like I think when he hit, she like already was mentally checking out because she's like, okay, well, he got what he wanted, so I'm gonna just go ahead and push him away before he can push me away.
I agree.
And I was
because I've been there. Drive me, because I've done that, and I'm driving.
Buy my weed. Let's talk about Karen and Zach.
Oh man.
God.
This brought up an interesting topic, and I want your all's opinion on it. So they get in an argument. Zach throws the keys at Karen, and it ends up hitting her. Even though it wasn't an intentional, I don't think he intentionally was trying to hurt her. He still, out of anger, acted wrong and ended up hurting her. Yeah. Do you think that that is a form of domestic violence, and do you think that it should be handled the same way as if he intentionally tried to come and physically hurt her?
I think it is a form of domestic violence because he threw something in her direction. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he tossed them. He like hard down, pitcher, let's go, threw them at her. As far as it being handled, because like I said, he threw them at her and not like intentionally wanted to hit her. So maybe it doesn't have to be handled the same way, but it is a red flag. So even though they're ending their relationship, you do know now, like he probably can take it that far. Because still, if he threw something in your direction with that much like strength, you know what I mean? Like I said, it wasn't a toss, so like you have to watch out for that.
He knew there was a possibility of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm kind of like back and forth. I do think it is a form of domestic violence, a form of violence, because if it wasn't the keys, you would have thrown like a vase at me or something else in my face. I don't know in that moment with the keys if it should have been handled that way of calling the cops because of like everything that's going on in the world, and I feel like that's something that could have been handled, but it is a red flag where now it's like you showed me who you were, then you just threw these keys in my face. I ain't gonna call the cops. I'm just gonna kill you myself or F you up, and you're just not gonna be in my life anymore. But that is a red flag where it's like, I can't have you in my life because you're angry. You could have thrown like a damn mirror at my face. Yeah. That's your anger. It's a form of domestic violence.
And to backtrack a few episodes ago when he was upset, he threw her TV on the ground.
See,
like,
you
trashed the house.
You have a temper, and you display your temper, and you let your anger out towards me. Like that's not okay. So it's not the first time that he's done something that's put her at risk. So
and it's like you threw it, so where'd you think it was gonna land?
Exactly. You threw it at me.
He's like, oh, I didn't get you. Where'd you think it was gonna go, Zach?
She was a lot calmer than what I would have
been.
Okay.
He might have got stabbed.
I mean, he should have got stabbed. So I'm glad that she did grab that knife, though. I will say that. But I do think, yes, it is a form of domestic violence. I don't know if it's like up there, but it's definitely a form of domestic violence because.
And I think when we all say like up there, just meaning like I think she was still in a position to handle herself.
Yeah,
right.
She wasn't in that much danger. Not to say like, oh, don't call the cops if you're so scared, but like I think we're all just saying like Karen's a tough girl. She could still handle herself. And then Zach, he was angry, but we don't think it was like he was going further.
But I think what bothers me about it is the fact that, especially within the Black community, Black women, we can't call the cops about stuff like that because if it is a situation like that, we should be able to. That absolutely, in my opinion, should have been a situation where she should have been able to call the cops and feel safe that they would handle the situation safely for both her and him. And I think it's unfair that she technically can't do that because of the escalation that is often involved with police and Black men and Black women. And it just sucks that like it goes there because I think a lot of domestic violence within the Black community is dealt with within the Black community because we don't feel like we can safely handle it with law enforcement, which is some BS because that's y'all's job is to protect us. And it sucks that she can't do that. Well, I'm really hoping that like I'm tired of them. I'm hoping they're done.
Yeah. It's like I'm hoping they're done, but I'm kind of hoping for maybe one more. Leave me alone, LMarie. Maybe one more meetup just to see, because I just feel like with the pastor coming through, Aaron, it was just still too easy for him to come through, in my opinion. You know, it's like
but
he kind of went
a history of bullshit. Like this, like what we're seeing, like they have said their past. They have stated that what we're seeing right now is just like the current. drama of their relationship, but like I said, he has cheated before. He has brought home diseases to Karen.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean?
Unless
So
you got
it's
somebody
not-
pregnant.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that means you shot up the club, my G. You know what I mean? Like, that's not okay. It's disrespectful to your whole relationship. So, no, they're
I don't
done.
know. I feel like they want to work it out.
I think for me, Karen and Zach, Karen's always been the one who resonated the most with me relationship wise, and we all know why. I'm not gonna get into it. But shut up, Howard. I think something that I've been learning recently, and I think something that I realized that Karen and Zach need to go through, sometimes you don't get closure. Sometimes you have to choose to close it yourself, because every time you look for closure, you're gonna look for something else to like.
Yeah.
There's gonna be something else that's unsaid. There's gonna be something else you want to talk through. There's gonna be something else, and it's like there's always gonna be that door open. There's always gonna be something you're gonna want to talk about, unless you just close it.
And I think at this point, it's okay to close their door. Because they've been through so much, the cheating and the babies and the STDs, and it's like,
And they tried.
They tried.
They did try.
They tried. Zach's a good guy. They tried to come back, but it's just not. He's just not good for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he got to get his shit together.
You get to a point in a relationship where it's like, yes, you love him so much, but it comes down to who do you love more, you or him?
Exactly. And she deserves so much better.
And she does. But is the pastor the one? Is
He
Aaron
may
the
not
one?
be, but
I don't think it's Aaron, but
I think those are two separate things. I don't think she needs to necessarily jump into anything in order to get over Zach. I think
Exactly.
Zach and Aaron should be handled separately.
yeah.
But I do think that just because someone's a good person doesn't mean they're good for you. We can we as the audience can love Zach all day long, think he's funny, think whatever. He can be a good guy. Karen can think he's a good guy. It doesn't mean that they need to be together. Right. So and that's on Tyler Perry.
Okay.
And that's on Mama Sistas.
Okay.
Period.
And that's-
And that's on coronavirus.
You know what?
and that's
Here
all
is where we're saying.
We've been quarantined for
Drew,
5
you called
days.
out.
Also, don't do what we're doing right now.
Wait.
And we just want to give a shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for being in the chat. I hope that everyone's doing well. I know that a lot of us have to sit at home because we're all social distancing. The 4 of us are not social distancing.
I mean, they said less than 10
But we
people.
went, but we're on limit, so we're fine.
Yeah, so we hope that you all are doing well. And thank you guys for keeping up with Sistas and our after show, because we really do appreciate you guys.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and give us 5 stars, honey.
Bye.
Yes. Aisha, Pretty Young Thing, says Karen needs to be single for a while. And Ryan, hey Ryan Boo, lovely piano. We love you, Ryan. Shout out to our
Happy birthday,
producer.
Ryan.
Happy birthday, kid.
Happy
Happy birthday.
All right, y'all, let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Woo!
Gary,
Gary! Every time I hear Gary, I think it's SpongeBob. Gary.
locked up, don't let me out.
Hey, don't let him out. He's locked up.
Free my man Gary.
Gang, gang.
He has been wrongfully accused, just like so many black men in America. He's been wrong, and he was like, looking hot, man.
He did.
Oh,
He
he
looked
looked
really
good.
sexy.
Not
I was like,
that
You know what?
I'm on us.
Gary.
Gary kind of good. Because Gary came with a little savior complex. He was like, leave her alone.
We're so awesome. Because now we gotta stop saying Gary the way we've been saying. Now we got Morris.
Morris.
I don't like that man. He's
I don't like
fine.
Morris. Morris is
But
fine.
you know what was frustrating? The little showdown between him and Andy when they're like, when she's like, this what you gonna do, Daddy? Okay? All right.
Pull up. But Morris,
Damn.
and yeah.
And I was like, there's a lot of sexual tension here. And I
It
know
is.
there's not supposed to be, but
I kind of find
I was like,
he's
yeah.
rapey, but he is. She asked, you gonna rape me? He said, no.
What
What
the hell?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Right?
He
He
was
was
like
like,
gaslighting. You were drinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, Morris.
Sorry,
That's rapey, Morris.
but you know what I love? Besides the fact that my direct deposit just hit.
Oh, she's got a job.
She's not ready. I love that Tyler Perry used this to talk, because he threw out all the excuses of why people try to talk away sexual harassment or why people try to scare victims into not coming forward. And Andy was really like the representation of like fighting all of that ish down and being like, it doesn't matter, like, you are going down. You're not gonna scare me, you're not gonna intimidate me. not the only one. I know other people will come out after me. Like, what's up? And I really like that was kind of discussed because I think like in this society, we don't, I mean, the rate of people who sexually assault women and actually get convicted and everything is alarmingly low.
Yeah.
But I still think we should rally behind victims to go through with it anyway, rather than whether it's like they get convicted or not. I think in today's day and age, like we do have cancel culture, and although it's been obnoxious sometimes it comes in handy. Harvey Weinstein.
Oh.
And I think it was dope that Tyler tackled this, and I think he tackled the topic beautifully.
Yes. Naisha, Pretty Young Things, and Gary seems insecure, controlling, and abusive.
Yeah.
Remember, it's rumors that his wife is saying he's been abusive at times as well. We haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it.
I mean, and they said the wife was a little crazy. Remember,
Jasmine.
she said that she had bruises on her on one day, but then said on
But
Sunday.
She's talking, but here's the thing: to play devil's advocate, right? We all saying it's a thin line between love and hate. Sometimes when you, and I'm not saying Jasmine is right anyway. Jasmine is a psychopath, but sometimes when you happen to get Jasmine's story now, you don't see where Jasmine was 5 years ago and how Gary kind of maybe pushed her. And I do not agree with anything she's doing. I'm so anti-Jasmine. I think she's nuts. I hate her wig. Love the character. I hate her character. But I understand sometimes where certain women get pushed to a certain level where they do things. And I remember watching The Thin Line Between Love and Hate when Lynn Whitfield's character was beating herself up, though I thought that was weird and crazy. It was just like, sometimes certain people push you too.
Before. I literally threatened the guy like, I was like, do not let me love this. The thin line between love and hate myself. Girl, do it and call the police on you. It's all right.
Not call the police.
But you know what?
I apologize.
It's all right. We grew up, girl.
But I think what's important to also remember is that not all abuse is physical. It's and emotional abuse. And we've seen Gary be mentally and emotionally abusive.
He's manipulative.
And if you can do one, you can do the other. That's definitely, Gary's definitely not in the clear in my eyes.
Yeah.
No.
He's really good at
He just
jail.
looks good.
I know.
Really good.
And I've admitted, like, the time he turned on is really bad and kind of toxic. Like, when he saved her from war, it's like, I was like, oh, they should go home and do it. I'm toxic. Okay?
That's something I'm sorry. That's what that
Lord
was
is
Morris.
still working on me.
Wait, hold on. That's what that was Morris is very hot. The character who plays Morris, shout out to you. That was a really hot shout out between him and Andy.
Maybe all on
He was like biting his lip, and he's like,
Girl, put the glass down. Put the glass down. Let the baby up.
You know what? We're not gonna let you all see how traumatized we are and how much we need therapy. We're instead gonna give you all some unwarranted advice in this week's Wednesday Wisdom. For those of you who don't know how it's pulling up our scenarios for this week, Wednesday Wisdom is from 6 Brown Chicks on Twitter. Make sure you guys check them out. We love them. And Howard, take it away.
Yes. So somebody wrote into 6 Brown Chicks and said, dated him for 8 months, but he wouldn't make it official. So we got high with his brother. Then I got on bended knee and proposed. Me? Me? Marry me, Q. Q? Nah, hell no. I peed myself when he rejected me, and his brother streamed it live. Ooh. Q ghosted me. I miss him. How is it?
Ma'am, wait, ma'am. Sis, he wouldn't even make you his girlfriend.
How do you?
How did you?
I thought you were gonna say that you messed with the brother. Like that's how I was gonna be like.
I was gonna be like, that's what he did.
That's what he did.
Not on live stream.
From day 26.
Ooh, child.
Ooh, you imagine?
Is that Tom Richard?
Recent Q though.
You know what? Get out.
My advice is, if you won't claim you,
Don't claim him.
claim his friends.
Okay.
Ooh.
In his room. Because today I opened and girl got a new song called BS and she says your roommate is on my wish list.
Yup.
Just saying.
Cheers.
Well, another one says, went to college, met my woman, fell in love, and brought her home. My dad jokes, well, I guess we can all say the N-word now, huh? My woman sucker punches me in the nose. There's blood everywhere. Apologies all around, but now mom and dad hates her. What to do?
Check your fucking parents. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No offense, but I think your parents probably hated her before. I'm sure your parents probably hated her before the punching of the nose. If they wanted to know if they could say the N-word.
So I'm still on because you can say the N-word now. Mom and Dad, no, you can't. But then I'm talking about her punching him in the face. Because I can't punch your parents, I gotta now punch you in the face.
Is it wrong that I'm like, you and your dad can get the small group?
Everybody can get it. And like,
yeah, that's ignorant.
My apologies for my guys, but only because I'm so passionate with the fact that what is your advice, sir? This woman is going to be your woman.
Yeah.
Check your parents though, and there shouldn't be no advice there. Like you're gonna bring home a black woman, and then you have an issue there. You're like wondering what the advice because they don't like her. You should check your parents. Like that was inappropriate.
And if you guys
you don't like her because she stood up for herself.
Exactly. Your parents should never. And then what if you guys have kids and then you're racist ass daddy and mama talking about hey little N-word? No, grandma.
I'm trying to have a swirl where maybe certain side of the family didn't completely get the memo about hey, don't be racist. Please be careful about who you procreate with.
Yes.
Because it's toxic and it'll affect your children for years to come.
Cheers.
Years to come.
The more you know.
Trauma.
It's toxic.
I'm on the road. It's toxic.
Read another one.
Sick. Yeah, read another one. I love sick projects.
So another one says, I'm a 44-year-old male. Fell madly in love with my mom's friend. She's 63.
What?
She's a sexy Southern woman, great cook, etc.
Come on.
I thought we were doing well until she tested positive for diabetes and accused me of giving it to her.
What?
She thinks it's an STD. Won't believe science. Advice?
Are you having sex with my
Nana, honey, you can't sexually like you can't get diabetes.
You can't get diabetes from
Diabetes came from that peach
But
cobbler.
you know what? Serve his ass right. Because you messing with your mama friend that's even like your mama. Why are you messing with a 66-year-old woman? So obviously, you know, like she's not with the time. She should be. Because diabetes is not coming from sex. Yeah. So someone should take it to the doctor. But serve your ass right. Why are you messing with a 60-something-year-old woman? To be your mama.
She thinks it's an STD.
Oh,
Child.
but serve her ass right because that's what her friend's son.
Yeah, she shouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
But Nana, you can't get diabetes through sex.
And that is Wednesday with them. Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, you guys, let's hop into predictions.
Ooh. AfterBuzz TV's prediction.
Howard, take it away.
Well, so I predict Maurice is gonna wake up. We, went off on him still being in a coma or still being asleep or just unresponsive. He's definitely gonna wake up. He's gonna be telling his side of the story. Sabrina's still gonna feel the guilt and the pain, but luckily there's Calvin there, which she can lean on, and hopefully maybe they'll kind of smooth it over, even though Calvin needs time. I also see that Jasmine will somehow get Andy back because we already saw that Jasmine is sleeping with Morris, lawyer Bay. So Jasmine it's not the last of Jasmine. She's coming back.
Yes. Yes, I feel like I said that maybe 2 weeks ago that I think Jasmine was sleeping with Morris, but I think this might help Andy and Gary's case maybe to show that they're actually sleeping around. I kind of low-key think that what's my young character's name? Dani still low-key like Zach because she was even trying to defend Zach when he threw the keys at Karen's face. I was gonna say Ebony. Sorry, Ebony. Karen's face. But we also see in the snippet that like Zach is still kind of like pulling up. So I think that there's still like God, I don't know anybody's names today.
You know what's a lot.
Jesus Christ.
It's okay.
Yo, what's her character again?
Dani.
Jesus, it's been 5 days with the quarantine. I think Dani does like Preston, but I do think that she's kind of trying to leave that door open a little bit for Zach to pull on through because now we see that he's kind of coming back to her house. And I do hope everything works out with Calvin and Sabrina. And I think this might, unfortunately, Calvin's dad died might bring them closer. And I hope that Maurice wakes up. And yeah, I think that's all the girls.
Well, first of all, I'm old. Excuse me, guys. I caught a cramp. Had to stretch it out real quick. But I think as far as like with Dani and Preston, I think like we said before. He kind of is more so falling back for her benefit, not really for his, trying to give her that space. So I hope that she doesn't take it the wrong way, you know, like maybe she'll be like, she'll pick up the phone and call him instead, you know, and be positive about it, not like, hey, you haven't texted me. So hopefully, you know, the girls will talk some sense into her, especially Sabrina, I think. And she'll just text him and see what's going on, because I think it's innocent. I think he's really just trying to give her own space. I think that Zach and Aaron are gonna have another run-in because Zach isn't done, Aaron isn't done. Like y'all just let that girl be, you know. But I feel like they're gonna have another run-in, and it's gonna be probably another fight. So that's what I think about them. Gary and Andy, I don't know. I'm just gonna watch them play out, because now I'm kind of a part of me feels like Andy actually might feel like this isn't that thrilling anymore. You know what I mean? Once it becomes easy, because it's on its way to being done and being like, oh, we can just be together. I don't know. She might like be like,
damn, you're right.
All right, LMarie.
And I agree with all of those. This isn't really a prediction. It's more so something I just want. I think we're long due for like a sister circle moment where it's all four of them bonding, encouraging, crying together. And so I really like when we get to see those moments. I'm hoping we get one of those soon, because I think all the girls are going through it right now and they need each other. But until next time, guys, let them know where they can find you all.
Well, you can find me, Howard the Third, on all Instagram, all social medias, at Howard the Third.
You guys can find me inside of my house and on social media at Kiki Bobo.
You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at LMarie TV. And you guys can find me on all the things at OKDrewJ. And if you would like to hang out with us more in our shenanigans, we'll be going on IG Live after the show. So until next time, guys, we'll see you all around.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash your goddamn hands.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.